we introduced Salvia Mystic Spires Improved, we told you that it has a cleaner summer garden performance and really kind of buries or hides its dead better than the original that's right here next to it. And you can see it here in our California field trial. I'm giving you a sneak peek of how we evaluate these genetics to find out that the new Mystic Spires Improved has that extended, cleaner summer performance for the consumer. And it's September 21st, so it's actually the first day of fall. This plant was planted the first week of June, and now it's the first day of fall, and it still looks fantastic, where the original Mystic Spires is just showing it's dead. It holds on to its dead longer, so it has kind of a dirtier look late in summer, where this still has that beautiful true blue look. Pollinators are swarming me right now. This plant loves this condition. We haven't done anything special, no flower cleaning, just plant it and water it. Now let's look at some culture on how you can be successful as a grower to produce Mystic Spires Improved in your greenhouse in a gallon pot. So we ran a trial in California and in Chicago to look at the best practices for this variety in a gallon pot. We stuck our trial in California on week 3, we pinched week 9, and we transplanted week 10 with a week 17 finish. That's 14 total weeks of crop time from stick to finish on this variety. Average daily temperature in the greenhouse was 66 degrees Fahrenheit, and our average moles in February were 10.2. Our average moles of light in March were 20.1, and in April we were up at 24.1 moles of light per day. So that gives you the basic feel of how we did this trial. Take a look at the liner. This is the liner quality that we got with that crop time of 6-7 weeks on the liner. A little bit longer than your normal spring bedding plant. It's a little long. We transplanted a little bit late, but now look at the finished container of Salvia Mystic Spires in a gallon. Really nice, big, full gallon plant that you can get a lot of money for at retail. How do we pull this off? Well, our best treatment was a 1 part per million bonsai drench 5 weeks after transplant to tone the finish habit, but still produce a large, full gallon. An alternative treatment, which you can see pictured on the screen now, would be B9 2,500 parts per million 2 weeks after transplant. And you could potentially add a second B9 spray if you wanted to reduce the size and habit. It's a very responsive plant to B9. It would shrink the habit down, slightly delay the flowering, but maybe you could get more in a rack. So let's look at what the best practices for Chicago would be, which is a much different condition and environment. Mystic Spires Improved was stuck on week 4, transplanted and pinched on week 12. Again, we had an 8-week liner time there. That's longer than what we want. We accidentally transplanted late, but look at our liner quality. It wasn't a bad liner quality. We just got to it a little bit late. But that tells you that even with a late transplant, we were still successful. Look at this finished pot of Salvia Mystic Spires Improved in Chicago. We had a week 18 finish. That's 14 total weeks of crop time. The difference is 69 degrees average daily temperature compared to 66 in California, so forced warm, and super low light conditions compared to California. January, 1.4 moles of light per day. February, 4.7 per day. March, 6.9 moles of light per day. And April, 8.6 moles a day. And still, we finished a nice looking gallon with similar PGR treatments. So what we found in Chicago is what you see here, is that the B9 rep was actually a little too responsive. And so what you're seeing here is the bonsai rep. We did the 1 part per million bonsai drench. That was the best treatment. We would caution you in the Midwest low light conditions that with B9, it's very responsive under that low light condition. So it delays the flower timing and really reduces that habit almost to where it looks like misty in your pot. And that's not what we're going for. We're going for a big, full looking gallon that's going to get a high premium price point. So that bonsai drench was done 4 weeks after transplant, and that was successful in giving us a nice finished misty Salvia Mystic Spires Improved in Chicago, Illinois. So the big difference is California, you could do multiple B9 treatments and you could do the bonsai drench. In Chicago, we'd really only recommend the bonsai drench to get this plant in a nice format for a finished gallon for retail. Thanks for tuning in. Please reference ballfloraplant.com for the full details of these trials and the full PowerPoint that shows you all the details of how you can successfully produce this gorgeous plant for retail and make every consumer that buys it super happy. Thanks for tuning in.